Mike.
Previously in the Thunder Saga.
You should come onto the ship. We'll jump out the same time.
I will take the suffering from you.
The things I do for you. Let's cut the charade. You are no wife of mine. You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are. A siren. My real wife knows I'm not scared of the water. And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter.
Will die.
I know.
Thunder, bring her through the bringer. Show her I'm the judgment call, the one who makes her kingdom fall. Lightning, wield her, use and yield her. Show her what she can't conceal, for true nature will be revealed.
Hello, my little jiglets and my non-jiglets. This is Gwendy from NSTD Studio. So, yeah, I'm trying to work out a different script, you guys, because my usual script is hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It's a mouthful, okay? So I'm thinking of switching it up to hello, my jiglets and non-jiglets, because I know not everyone wants to be called jiglets. But I want to welcome everyone to this classroom live stream. So for those of you who don't know, Gwendy's classroom happens every Thursday evening EST or Thursday morning Philippine time. Before we start, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll through the chat because let's do a roll call. Let's see who's here. Um, Chupacabra, hello. Dylan, hello. Mad Max, hello. Chad, hello. Welcome back. Marie, welcome back to the chat. I should act like a teacher, no? Who else is present? Storm, welcome back. Maybe kidding, kidding. Let's not be serious. This chat, these live streams are never serious. Um, Let me see who else. Mythology Girl, welcome to the chat. Let me see. Nico, welcome to the live stream. Proda X, welcome. Oliver, welcome. Rosie, welcome. Artemis, welcome, welcome. Nicole, welcome. Brando, oh, you have school. We have school too. But of course, you gotta choose the real life school. And let me see if I missed anyone. And let's see. Paradox, welcome. Tori James Art, welcome to the live stream. Myth, welcome. Wild Ski or Wild Sky, welcome. Hindi, welcome. Pri, hello. Okay, because last time I actually missed some people, so now I'm carefully looking through the chat. Eknov, welcome. Yeah, it's gonna be every Thursday. Every Thursday morning for my time, every Thursday evening for Eastern Standard Time. Payson, the daughter of Apollo, welcome. And I think that is everyone is active in the chat. So this is only the second time that we're doing this. So let me just give people here, especially those who might be lurking and don't know what the stream is about. I'm gonna give you some information. What exactly is this? Now, hi Nitsu. No spoilers, guys. First things first, right there. The rule is there. Absolutely no spoilers. I will have my mod check for any spoilers because we don't know who do not. We don't know if there's people here who do not wish to be spoiled by future songs of Epic or future events of Odyssey. Even though, of course, we know that the story has been out for thousands of years, but still, there not everyone is has been exposed to the Odyssey, regardless of what you think. In fact, in some cultures, they don't know about the Odyssey at all. But of course, the internet has connected us all, and now more and more people are getting into Greek mythology. So let's have a little respect for each and every single one. Let's keep the chat clean as possible, and we'll be fine. Again, number one rule: no spoilers for Epic or the Odyssey. We will relegate that to Spoiler Talk Fridays, which is gonna happen tomorrow. So do watch out for that. Um, Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I was explaining about this. Okay. Gwendy's classroom is basically where I teach everything I know about art and animation. Our first class was about jiggle physics. We also had a bit of ball animation going. So I was teaching also a very quick rundown of the base of the 12 principles of animation. But that's a little bit more advanced. For this time around, we are going to dial it down a bit by studying basic human anatomy. Let me just check. Let me just double check here in the chat. Okay, just want to make sure that uh, I'm not missing anyone because I'm seeing that the chat is moving. But okay, I don't know if you can hear that. My husband is snoring, so the mod is down. But that doesn't give you guys a pass to to spoil everyone in the chat. Okay, that doesn't give you a pass for bad behavior. Hello, Mal. Who else is here? Did I miss Nitsu? Did I greet you already? Anyway, hello again. Odyssey having auditions in it count as a. Let's try to minimize the spoilers. Okay. Okay. Let me just check. May I borrow color? Okay. Anyway, where were we? All right, right. Basic human anatomy. Now, I need to tell you guys a little bit of a background as well with regards to myself. Some of you may know I have a bachelor's degree in advertising arts, and we did go through some traditional, a lot of classes with traditional art as our prerequisite towards a more advanced digital art. And amongst the traditional art classes that we had was anatomy. I do have to say that unfortunately, uh, let's say the school administration were such prudes that when our art professors proposed the idea of having nude models in our classes, they absolutely refused. So in our anatomy class, we were forced to use medical books to create our artwork. So all the artwork that we submitted, it was very stiff. It was just muscles, and it was basically a medical book. It was medical sketches, and I hated it so much that I I attended classes still, but I was mentally checked out because the thing with human anatomy, you cannot appreciate it unless you see it fully, unless you see how the light hits the skin in such a way, how the light bends through the skin, how the shadows move as the person, the model moves, as the light is changed. You will not be able to appreciate that from a medical textbook. So, that being said, hold on, let me just drink water. And that is why, you guys, I do not consider myself an expert in human anatomy. But since this is a class that a lot of people have been asking for, I can at the very least teach you guys the basics. So if there's anyone here who are masters with anatomy, who have advanced knowledge, I do apologize. I will only be able to teach the basics. Okay. So, also, if you notice from those who attended the previous class, the setup is different. That's because we now have a website here called Line of Action. Now, this website will allow us to have models on screen, and we will be having timed timed sketches. So, I will give you like maybe 30 minutes to sketch out the model for the first round. We will have several rounds, and it will actually teach you how to look at the model and better analyze the silhouette and stuff. Don't worry, I'm gonna teach you as much as I can. The jiggle flat is gone because we are not in jiggle class anymore. We are in anatomy class. That's why there's a stick man. But oh, what is that? There's a barrel. That's because that's a representation of the human or of the Filipino barrel man. Okay. Another thing that I have to tell you is during my animation training, one of the first things that our teacher, our trainer, always did every time we started a training session, he always had us go to Line of Action, this website over here, and he always made us take at least 30 minutes of our class day to sketch. That's because sketching and sketching fast is needed. It's much needed because it will train your hands, it will train your brain, to be very quick and observant at the same time. So yeah, that's okay. That's okay, Myth. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, now I'm going to. Okay, so to those who can, please prepare your digital drawing stuff. It can also be traditional. Just make sure to take a photo of it on your cell phone and then or your mobile phone, and then you can send it to the Discord link that's in the pinned message. And then after every session, we will check on what you have submitted if there's anyone who can submit, and then I will go ahead and give my critique. And don't worry, I'm not a harsh critique, okay, critic, okay. I know that there is always room for improvement to everyone, and I will make sure to I will do my best anyway to encourage you because even basic human anatomy is not easy. Gabriel, you're just in time. We're just getting started. I'm just like opening the class. Dari, hello. Um, okay. Is it Drake? Is this the this is the actual Scylla. This is the actual Scylla model. This I use her for classes. Anyway, you guys, let's start. Okay, again, prepare your to the artists who are here who wish to learn. Um, get your digital stuff ready, your tablet, your PC, whatever you use, even your pen and paper, and we will start. So, again, this is Line of Action, the website that even my teacher uses, and sometimes I also check this for a refresher. Let me just interact with that website right now, and as you can see, there's a lot of choices here. Sorry guys if I can't really check on the chat. Because I really want to hyper focus on teaching. So again, when it comes to Gwendy's classroom, the focus really here is for me to teach you guys as much as I know because being a teacher is actually one of my dreams in life. So you are fulfilling my dreams. Thank you. We are going to start. Uh, oh, great question, Gabrielle. So before we start, um, yes, this will be public. This will be public. So just in case you missed the class, you will still be able to see it after the stream. Okay? Okay. So we are going to start with the female form. Uh, of course, naturally, in the natural world, when it comes to the human body, there's the male and the female form, but there are stark differences between the two forms. Okay, I think I should draw first, just to give you a basic idea. Although I'm pretty sure you guys already know that it's obvious what the difference between the male and the female bodies are, but it's always good to have a refresher. So let me just, okay, I'm just gonna adjust my canvas for now, because right now it's at portrait mode. It should be at, rotate. Okay, it should be at landscape mode so we can properly do this. Okay. If your device died, you can have pen and paper. I swear you can. You can have pen and paper and then just take a picture of it on your mobile phone and then check on it later. Well, you can share it in the Discord. Also, the link above is a temporary link. Even the classroom is only open during Thursdays, so that way the Discord won't have a lot of clutter. Okay, so let's start a little bit about the female and the male form. So with the female form, this is just very, very, very quick sketches. I'm not even going to be too hung up about proportions or anything. This is just to show you the big difference between the two. So with the female form, okay, when you do anatomy as well, you start with simple shapes. I tend to go with circles for the skull, and then of course I connect it to the jaw, and then I put a line over there for the shoulders. And then for the female form, I usually form like a semi-triangle. And then for the hip, and so it's like an hourglass figure. And then just a little bit of that. So let's just start with very simple sketches. It almost feels like a sketch for a fashion model, you know? Almost like. But this is just the exaggerated female form. Now for the male form, let's add some more detail with that. Okay. Now for the male form, same. There's a line there. But the body, instead of doing an hourglass figure, it's not boxy per se. No problem, Gabrielle. So it's not boxy per se, but it's not as hourglassy over here in the hip area. Also, the male form doesn't have very wide hips. So, and then just, straight up, like. Of course, there are a variety of human forms. We do not live like, humans are not meant to be boxed into one kind of form. There's thin, there's big, there's curvy, there's flat. It's all very different. But generally, when it comes to our when it comes especially to our skeletal system, the females generally have wider hips, and the males tend to have narrower hips, more like boxy. Also, the female form, when it comes to anatomy, is curvier over here, like it curves over here. Whereas the male form, it's very like straight lines. If you're gonna draw it usually the way you differentiate between male and female form is the females are usually drawn with soft curves, like that. Okay, hold on, my son found a bug. Hold on. Yeah, the men are a bit more rectangular, and when I actually draw men, I tend to draw them in rectangles, actually, like that. So you always start with simple shapes, and then for females, I usually add like more curves than straight lines. So it's like that, and then for the males, really just more of the boxy type. So this is just really this is how I personally do things, by the way. So this isn't like the actual rule, but you have to remember that again, female form have wider hips. The male form, another thing that I forgot to tell you about the male form have broader shoulders but narrower hips. Females have narrower shoulders. So those are some of the, and then of course there's the curvier. So those are some of the things that you need to do to differentiate your how you draw a male and a female form. Again, wider hips for the female, narrower shoulders, wider shoulders for the male, and narrower hips. So yeah. Yes, Shimori, this is free art classes. We're doing basic anatomy, human anatomy right now. So, uh, I want to gauge your level when it comes to anatomy. So we are going to have our first drawing session right now. I know this comes later, but when doing hair, I've noticed so your section of locks in a pretty solid way in your animatics. Is there a reason, or is it just for animating? It's for the ease of animation, Drake. It's the ease of animation because if I do like the normal anime hair, oh my god, it's going to be so hard. So I like to that's why I chose Odysseus' hair to be designed in chunks. And also I like to think of it as I know it's flowy, but Odysseus' hair is I imagine that it's matted from being out at sea. But which contradicts with the fact that how flowy it is. But it really it's for at the ease of animation. Okay. Let's start now with line of action. This website over here. Let me just oh, hold on. Let me see if I can interact with this website. Okay. I'm just gonna control this website now. Okay. So of course we need to have only covered models because yeah, we can't have YouTube ban our streams. Let's start with the female form. And let's go for an adult person. What kind of session is this? Class mode. So we're gonna have 30 minutes for the first session. I'm gonna give you guys a lot of time. And then later on we're gonna lower we're gonna shorten the time every session, okay? So now oh, we're gonna talk about the chat, how to make poses more dynamic. But for now, what we're gonna do is we are going to just draw what is on the screen. Let's get started. 30 minutes starts now. Okay, very interesting pose. We have 30 minutes. You guys feel free to chat or just draw if you want to focus on that. And then if you feel that you're ready to share, go ahead and just share. So I'm gonna draw as well, and then I'm gonna explain as I draw. Now, usually when I do these drawings, I always start with the head. Oh no! Hold on, sorry you guys. Hold on, sorry. Ah, crap. Hold on, what the heck happened? This was supposed to stay in 30 minutes. Hold on, sorry. I'm really sorry, you guys. We're gonna have to scrap that. Hold on. What the heck happened? It said 30 minutes. How long is the class? Hold on. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do it differently. There it is. I'm gonna give you guys. Let's shorten it a bit. Because at least I think this one I can focus on the, yeah, I know, I'm sorry you guys. At least with this one I can focus on the time intervals. With that one apparently I can't control the time. So I'm really sorry. Okay, let's see. 10 minutes is 600 seconds. So let's try with, oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I suck at math. This is why I'm an artist and not a mathematician. I'll just convert this for a bit. Okay. Seconds to, minutes to seconds. Let's try 15 minutes. Oh, I was right. 900. 900 seconds for 15 minutes. Okay, let's see what the session gives us now. Ooh, very interesting form. Already we are getting a very, very masculine female form. Interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, let's just draw this the best that we can. This is a great start, you guys. In my opinion, this is a great, great start because it's gonna be a challenge. So again, what I usually do is I start with the head, so with a circle, and then I also this is a back view. So yeah, this I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. And then I actually start from the cranium, and then I put a line on where the spine should be. Okay, I put a line where the spine should be. I think YouTube might actually block me, but come on. I don't know. I think I can just adjust the rating system for this one to have a human anatomy, and they will allow me to run it. So okay. So from here, this is what I do. I do the spine, and then I the part where the neck connects with the shoulders. Hold on. Okay. So now this is where the neck meets the shoulders. And then again, this is I left for 5 minutes and came back to muscle. So the interesting part about this, again, it's a female form, but we see very broad shoulders, which is normally on the male form. So I'm gonna add that, and then just to keep it simple, we start with you guys have to start with simple shapes. I'm also slowing down how I draw so you can see. To those of you who are not drawing, you guys can see it in slow motion rather than me drawing so fast. Um, I know, Skani, just we're just starting. This is just the first drawing session. It doesn't really matter, Nico, but the form is what I'm after. So, and also this is where the hip, like the base of the hip meets the torso. And then this is where okay, this is the line here. Just draw this the best that you can, guys. We have 15 minutes, so we still got a time. Still got a lot of time. Also, okay, rather we have 12 minutes left. So I'm just gonna okay, this is the part where her rear cuts, and then again I'm just doing very simple shape. Okay, I'm gonna need to resize, and then later on in the next sessions you're gonna see me draw quicker. Again, I'm just slowing down for the sake of the lesson. So I'm just doing, again, simple shapes. Notice how her foot is actually angled differently, so make note of that as well. See, it's just a very, very simple rudimentary shape. And then if we have time, we can add details. It's in the pinned message storm. You can submit it there. How detailed are we going? As detailed as the time will give you, but always, always start with the shape, the simple shapes. Don't worry, Victor, we just started. This is just because I was late as well. This site is called Line of Action. Okay, another thing that you guys can do is to draw right through. Draw right through basically means that to draw right through, because right now we see that the leg that's closest to the camera is blocking the other leg. So in order for you to have anatomically correct for the covered up leg, you need to draw right through, right there. So this is where the other leg is supposed to go, but it's covered by this leg. And then now we just move on to the simple shape. She's also in a bit of a tiptoe. Oh, it's not working? Is it not working? Let me just get you guys an invite. Can you try this? Can you try this? And then just go to the art school category. Go to art school category. Gwendy's classroom should be there. Okay. Again, I know there's a timer there. We still have around roughly 10 minutes to finish this up. Always start with simple shapes. Also notice that her other foot is in a tiptoe. So make note of that as well. And then we connect. Usually with the joints, I make it like a ball. So this is where the ball joint between the shoulder and the shoulder blade is. And then another ball joint for the elbow. And then okay, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are just using the reference for, we're just using the reference to warm up. Because yes, this is still the warm up. So we are drawing right through right now. And then there. So I have finished my basic shapes. It's up to you whether you can, put that in a lower layer or you can draw on top of it. It's up to you. Usually, if I have time, which right now I do, I would actually go and just add a different layer for the detailed sketch. Hold on, let me just. Okay, I need to check on this. Why can't I pin this? Oh crap, I can't pin it here. Okay, I'm just gonna dismiss the pinned message. If anyone wants the Discord link, just let me know. Okay, we still have 7 minutes, less than 8 minutes on the clock. That's still plenty of time in my opinion. So, I am gonna go ahead and add more detail now that I have her basic shape. So, just gonna. The main focus here really is her silhouette. So a little bit of the nose over here, but the details of the face is covered. We put it in the Discord server under the art. What was that? Art class category, and then just go to Gwendy's classroom. You can post your progress over there. And then remember guys, anything posted in Gwendy's classroom can and will be shared on the stream. So if you're not comfortable sharing your work on stream, do not post. Okay, so the ear is over here. And I'm just going to add a bit of her hair. Wait. And then her neck. And her hair is over there. And then from here, I'm just going to add the details of her muscles based on the drawing. Art class. Wait, let me double check. It's under the art school category, and look for Gwendy's classroom. Okay, I'm gonna speed up just a little bit now because I want to make sure that I finish this before the time is up. Hi Teresa, we're just having anatomy classes right now at the moment. Okay. So again, this is a female form, but with obviously also male features at the same time. So really broad shoulders, a lot of muscle definition. Let's give her bikini, that way we won't be flagged by YouTube. Okay, and then so this is really how I do like serious drawings. I do the simple shapes first and then I add the detail. So a shoulder blade. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to guys, the classroom in the Discord is only open until later today. Like after the each class, I actually do private it so that way it won't clutter. So just save it for now, Elvicto. We can look at it next week. Because next week we'll likely go for a review of what we did first, and then before we proceed to class. Okay. Now we're just gonna I'm just gonna add her rear. This is not like straight line over here. It's actually angled just a little bit like that. I'm gonna give her a bit of coverage just so YouTube will not flag me. Good night. Hello, Chronicle. We're just doing our very first drawing session with our human anatomy class. Basic human anatomy. Nothing too serious, but we ended up with a model that's actually more complex than I thought it would be. Which is actually fine because then now we actually start with a big challenge. That's cool. That's cool, Drake. Three, or rather, yeah, less than 4 minutes left, you guys. So there's still time. Again, the important part really isn't the details that you're gonna do. If you have time to do the details, do it. But the most important part is the silhouette. And by silhouette, I mean like if you like color this entirely black, we actually get to see the form. Like we get to see how her pose and all that. That's the most important part. So I'm just gonna okay, I'm basically done, but since I have time, I'm gonna make her muscles more defined and all that. Just add details here and there that I can still add while the session is still ongoing. So again, you are welcome to use either traditional or digital means for these classes. If you're in digital, you can of course just simply save your work and send it to Discord for us to review and analyze and study on. And if you are using traditional means, just take a photo of it and send it over to Discord. Discord. I don't have the exact link right now because for some reason, I can't pin messages here in my app. But just go to Discord, go to Art School, and head on over to Gwendy's classroom. I'm not giving a bunch of detail on mine, but I think mine is turning out nice considering I don't usually do traditional. That's cool. That's cool. Again, the details are not important. What I want to see is how you draw the pose. Where do I see a silhouette when I first look at it? It's these details, like what I'm doing right now, muscle definition, like bone structure. That's not important. It's 3 a.m. Oh my gosh, you need to sleep. Also, I think it's a good time as well to mention. Most of my knowledge in human anatomy, especially for men, comes from Dragon Ball Z and anime. So, I don't know why I'm even having these actual human anatomy sessions, but it's a good place to start. I will just teach you as much as I can. And then after I'm done giving you advice on your work, we will review what I just did with mine because already I'm seeing some things to improve. And we are down to less than 40 seconds. So while we are still, if you still have time, just add some detail. If you feel like you're satisfied already with your work, it's okay as well. Just make sure to submit it over at Discord and go to art school and then go to Gwendy's classroom. Five, four, three, two, one, and we are done. I'm just gonna don't draw that. Okay, I'm just gonna stop this one for now. Yes, exit. Okay, so that's the end of our first drawing session. So now, okay, I think the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to analyze first what I did right here. So this was how our model was posed. I'm just gonna add another layer so we can notice a few things. Okay. First, I talked about the silhouette, right? Basically, it's the shadow, the entire, like if a human is like covered entirely in shadow. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like for the entire silhouette of this. So I'm just going to very quickly color over that. Nothing really like super hard or special. Just gonna show you guys what I mean by silhouette. Okay. There. So, again, this is how silhouettes look like. And as you can see, we already very quickly see her pose. Even though we don't see the details, we see her pose. We are able to at least have an idea about how she might be posed like. Also, silhouettes, knowing your silhouettes, yes, it's also an optical illusion, right? But knowing your silhouettes is also very, very helpful when it comes to character design. It For me, it comes subconsciously for character design, especially if you're doing like a lot of frills and flares when it to the character costume. Um, your character silhouette can make or break your design. So I'm just gonna show you a very quickly example. Like let's say she has armor, like she has really cool armor, and she has like really flowy hair or something, and then she has like horns, and then she has like whatever hair, and then she has like stuff like that. See? That actually helps. You be able, so if you're designing a character and you want them to be very, very loud when it comes to the design, you can also make sure that the silhouette is unique in a way. So that's silhouette. Um, and again, like I mentioned earlier, it's pretty interesting that we got this model because she's a mixture of the male and female form. We got the wide shoulders of the male, but also the wide hips of the female. Also, another thing here is that's why this is actually a great challenge to start because we were gonna start with a very feminine form and now we ended up with this. It's pretty cool. See, and then I'm just gonna break her down into the shapes that I did earlier. Like that. Also, her rear, you notice that I actually did a slanting of this. So the hips are pretty straight over here, but the bottom is pretty slanted. And that will actually help with your silhouette. This will actually help your drawing to become less stiff. Um, like that. So you have to have not just straight lines, you guys. In order for your drawing not to be stiff, there has to be a variety of angles. If you notice here, see, it's not just all straight lines. There's different angles. Do you use an Apple Pencil or a different device? I actually use a PC, and I use a Wacom Cintiq drawing screen, tablet screen or whatever. That's cool. That's cool. So that is basically it. Now I am gonna critique my own work. The arms are too long. This one in particular, I notice it's too long. It's not very noticeable to, especially if you're new, but this one is way too long. If we stretch that out, her hand is almost gonna reach all the way up to her knees. So the longer you actually do this, the more you will notice these mistakes. But sometimes you don't have to like be too hyper focused on the mistakes, as long as it actually looks good. And you can just go with it, just continue practicing, and you'll be able to integrate it into your artistic instinct. Hey, Denny. Okay. Now we are going to proceed to your work. Let's go ahead and open the classroom right now. I'm just gonna open it right now. Okay. Okay, let me just scroll through Discord. Where's my... Okay. Just gonna scroll up, see who came in first. Okay. This is from Storm. 15 minutes. Okay, this is a great idea. Guys, please mark on how long you did it, okay? Because I might forget how long each session is. Okay, this is a good start. Okay, let me just click on that. Okay. Uh okay, this is a good start. For this one, yeah, you did notice that there's a line there. Example, right? Okay, okay. I can't switch from one app to the next, sorry. Okay. So it does follow the pose of the model that we have. We see here the tiptoe. I noticed the details as well, that the foot is also angled because her foot wasn't flat on the ground. It was angled. So I'm glad that you noticed that. Uh, Hands to the hips. And okay, this is a good start. Now, I do notice something here. When you're drawing, I know that we started with a very complicated model. That was random. Okay, I did not choose that. So, one thing that you need to do is certain details. Although I did say that don't add too many details, certain details have to stay in place. For example, the end of the rear, at the bottom of the rear, because right now, I don't really see where the rear ends and the leg begins. In When it comes to, for example, this one, we see that because the hip, the waist area is different from the leg. If you're gonna draw the bone, if you're gonna draw the human bone, that's connected by a joint, right? So this has to be separate. So in order to get a better idea about the separation of the forms, it would have been it would have improved if you had like added a line here. So again, this guy, we are learning as we go here, you guys. This is not to I hope you don't take my criticisms. I'm just trying my best to advise you guys. But yeah, this would have been improved by a line right here to differentiate where exactly does the rear end and the leg begins. You know, that's the one thing that I did immediately notice. Another thing is, okay, this one is already good. The arm here, this is closest to the camera. There's a bit of perspective. This is closest to the camera, so it goes to show that this arm is going to be bigger. Now, this arm, since it's farther from the camera, has to be smaller. But at the moment, I'm seeing that they're almost the same size. So that's one thing to be mindful of. Whatever is closest to the camera has to be bigger, and whatever is furthest from the camera has to be smaller. Because notice as well in my drawing, the other arm is bigger than the one on the other side because, yeah. So perspective can be applied to your drawings, okay? Let's move on to the next. This one is by Gabriel. I see that you're using this method. Okay, that's good. That's good. Through and through. Gabriel also drew through. When I say drawing through, um, this leg over here is covering the leg behind it, right? So in order for you to better understand the positioning of the other body parts, you have to draw through the body. So it might get confusing sometimes, but it's actually the best way for you to gauge where body parts might be when they're hidden. Because let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. This happened to me when I was starting out. So let's say let's draw a female form, and let's say she's like doing this, and then let's say she's like doing that with her hand. Okay, I'm not drawing right through. Let's say here in this, she's trying to shake somebody's hand. Look at it and tell me what's wrong. Are you guys still listening? Oh my gosh. So again, I'm trying to draw this person. Uh, I'm trying to draw the female form. Yes. Yes, exactly, exactly. If you don't draw right through, this is what happens. Why does she have a super long arm? Why does she have a super long arm? Like what is that? What is that? So if you don't draw right through, you will not figure out that not only is the alignment off, her arm is way too long. So but if you draw right through, you'll know that this is how her hand is supposed to be. It's supposed to be covered up by the body. Even if you intend for her to be reaching out to shake the hand of another person, this is where the hand is supposed to be. It's not showing. So if you want to have her reach out, you again draw right through. Let's say we're gonna draw her like reaching out to shake someone's hand. So let's erase those mistakes. And so we're gonna draw right through, right? So ball joint. Uh, this is the ball joint. And then there you go. Now that's the correct way to do it. And if we cover that up, you'll see that it pretty much tracks. So this is a good thing that Gabrielle did to draw right through the leg. Okay, let me just go back here. Okay. Now, okay, this is also a good silhouette here. I'm seeing that you drew the shoulder blade. That's good. Hands to the hips. That's good. Also, yeah, the same way with this one. I don't see where the rear is separated from the leg, so it would be great if you could add a line over here, so that we will know. And another thing is, there is something with draw right through that might be add some confusion. Because when you draw right through and you have like the same, almost the same transparency for the leg behind with the lines that you have for your front parts, what's going to happen is you're going to be confused where the front and the back leg is. So I'm guessing this might have been what happened. Because if you notice, let me see. Let me just go back to my Clip Studio Paint. If you notice, this is supposed to be the back leg, but it looks like it's in the front leg. It looks like it's in the front. And this one is supposed to be nearer to the camera. It looks like it's behind. So yeah, that does, don't worry, it does happen. So what you do to mitigate this, when you draw right through, make sure that when you're drawing right through, you lighten the way you draw the body part that's behind the body part in front. So this one should be a little bit over here, just like this one. Notice here, should be here. And this one should be nearer to the camera. Okay. And then now we reviews, oh, silhouette from Rosetta. Okay, let me see. I'm seeing lines here. That's good. Oh yeah, this is a great idea to do ball joints. So just a simple circle to help indicate where the joints are, where the body parts are connected. So this is good. Love, Shopee. Nanila, may Shopee. Love, Shopee. Shopee. When is the next stream? I want to tag along again. Every Thursday. Gwendy's Classroom is open every Thursday. And also tomorrow, the next stream is going to be spoiler stream. Epic Spoiler Fridays. Okay? Okay. So, okay, I'm glad to see these joints. Those are very useful, especially when you're first starting. Again, when it comes to back views, always try to add a line to to indicate where the rear end ends and where the legs start. Okay, guys, just make sure no spoilers, please. No spoilers. I know that this isn't exactly our normal chaotic chat, but I really want to focus on teaching right now. Um, okay. So, silhouette, it's also good that you added a silhouette. I'm also seeing where the leg is supposed to be. That's the correct positioning. We do need to work on the thickness of certain body parts, but don't worry, that's something that's further along the line. But this is good. Now for Scani, um, okay, I see that you did the spine, and I'm glad that I can actually see where the butt is. For lack of a better term, yes, I needed to know if you're gonna do back views. I need to see where the butt ends and the leg begins. So even though it's a little line, I would prefer actually to be a longer line, just so it's better seen. But this is a good start. You actually started with the spine, and then this would actually be helpful if there's a little line here. There's a little curve here. Um, so that's good. Um, I'm seeing the spine. The improvement that I feel that's needed here is not just perspective, but also the proportions. I know proportions are hard. Maybe we could actually have a separate session for body proportions, because I think I'm only going to be able to cover very little about proportion at this moment. Um, just a question. Are you going to have a class about perspective? I think so. So, you guys, if there's anything art related that you wish for me to discuss in future streams, I am open to hearing what you want to learn, because this anatomy class would actually not have been possible had it not been for the suggestions of people. But next week, we are going to okay, I did think about maybe doing facial expressions next week, but we might continue on with our anatomy class part 2, which is going to be proportions. And then maybe the next one will be a bit more advanced, which is perspective, foreshortening and all that. It's going to be pretty interesting doing some different angles. Yeah. Can you do a class on hair and clothing? Great idea. I can do that. I can do that. I especially love to draw clothing creases. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Yeah, after the anatomy saga, we can do facial expressions. For facial expressions, yeah, we are doing anatomy right now. It looks like we're gonna do more than one session. Yeah, no, I love Dragon Ball, so we're gonna call it saga. Monster design. I am not very good with monsters, so I don't know how I can. No, you don't know how to teach the class. I'm talking to my husband, so Pika. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing with me what you did. Now we are gonna turn things up a notch. Earlier we were at 15 minutes, right? This time around we're gonna do it. I'm not even gonna say 10 minutes. I'm gonna dial it up. I'm gonna give you just 5 minutes to do to do the pose. Just 5 minutes. So, when we do this again, always start with simple shapes. Okay? Do not worry about the detail at all. I just want to see the silhouette. You don't even have to color it. Um, yeah, this is a fast track for you guys, a fast track lesson. If you want to have a slower pace, you can do it at your own time. Again, the website is called Line of Action, and it's super, super useful, especially if you're studying anatomy, and also super useful for animators because we do anatomy a lot. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and go back to Line of Action. I'm gonna interact with this screen. Hold on. It's okay, Scani. Thanks for dropping by. Okay. Earlier we had a female form. Let's try with the male form. And then this time we're gonna try. Hold on. Hold on. What the? 5 minutes. There we go. Okay, are you ready? We are gonna start. Oh, interesting. Another back view. Why can't we get a front view? Oh, well. So, this is an interesting form because it's not your typical macho dude. We actually have. These are challenging, you guys. I'm not even gonna fault you for not being able to. Because he also, the hair is covering the neck. So, you're gonna have to, like, eyeball this. You're really gonna. You're basically getting like the hard mode when it comes to these lessons. And there's also perspective too. Oh my gosh. I want you guys to just do the best that you can. And then for our next sessions, we can do a review and then maybe warm up or some warm up drawings before we start. Gosh, this is, oh my god. I actually love it. This is very cool. So I'm drawing the spine right now. This is not my fault, guys. This is totally random. But don't worry, as we go lower, I'm gonna try to see if there's a better portion. 4 minutes. So this is where the hip is, and then this is where the butt ends and the leg begins. So just start with simple shapes, and then follow the silhouette. Again, don't think too much about it. Don't think too much about it. I'm not after perfection. I just want you guys to be able to work quickly. Because even though you don't realize it, your brain is actually working overtime when you do these sessions. Because your eyes are going everywhere and it also helps practice multitasking, which is always a great thing. There's some foreshortening going on in there. That's cool. Hello, Wolf Moon. So we're just doing a drawing session at the moment. Very, just some basic human anatomy, but it seems that everyone is like getting. I mean, I'm having a hard time with this because this is not the usual form that I draw. Again, guys, don't forget to at the very least, put a line where the butt is and where the butt and the legs meet because I need to see that. Okay. 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna add, okay, since I already have the form, I'm gonna add as much of the detail as possible. And then after each session, we're gonna discuss my drawing first, and then we're gonna discuss yours if you're willing to share it in the Discord. Okay, Nico, thanks for being in the class. 1 minute 30 seconds. Are you being pressured, you guys? This is not graded at all, so don't worry. We're just pushing ourselves. I don't expect to see Mona Lisas in the chat because if I do see the Mona Lisa in Discord, I'm gonna start to wonder whether or not you're an AI or something. Again, don't think too much about it. Let your brain and your hands do their job. That's actually the cool part. Like you notice things that oh my god, what is happening? It's actually really fun. Okay, I'm just gonna add details now because there's still 30 seconds left on the clock, you guys. That's cool. Just gonna, since I have time, I'm just gonna add some more detailing. And we're done. Oh my gosh, why did he? Let's just stop that. Okay, now we go. Okay, guys, if you want to share uh, what you did, feel free to do so in Discord. You already have the link. Um, Now we are going to discuss what I did. Um, the thing is, uh, 5 minutes is actually more than enough time for me because I would say that I actually have decades of experience with this one already. That's why I was able to have more time to add details. And also because of work as an animator, I have to work fast. But it took me years to get this fast. It didn't happen overnight. So please do not be too hard on yourselves. If you didn't like you feel like you're not satisfied with your work, the important thing there is you did it. The first step is that you did it. Um, okay. So I know that some of you guys were looking at the screen and some of you guys were looking at the your tablet or your paper, pen and paper. So now I'm just gonna break down what I drew. I actually drew this in one layer because if I did it in a different layer, there wasn't enough time. We only got 5 minutes. We only did this in 5 minutes. So let's break this down into shapes. As always, circle for the cranium. And if you're gonna do back views, you always have to show the spine, right? So there's the spine is not straight, you guys. The spine is not straight. It curves. Even like in a side view, the spine actually curves like that. It's not straight. And then, okay, I'm just gonna break this down. So we have the shoulders, and then we have the ball joint here for the hand. I mean for the shoulder, ball joint for the elbow, ball joint for the hand, and then we have hand here. Then let's draw right through for the joint for this hand and this shoulder, another joint here, smaller joint here, and then we have the arm, the hand. And this is where I put the line to indicate that, oh, this is where the torso ends and meets the butt. And then this is where the butt ends and meets the legs, right? And then just simple shapes from here. Also ball joint there. There's supposed to be a ball joint there. Ball joint here, and then just a rectangle, triangle, whatever. And then he has a bit of a beer belly there. So, wait. If you have time, you can actually like picture out where the shoulder blades are. Usually when in shoulder blades, I put it as a sort of a check mark, something like that. Just to indicate where the shoulder blades are, like that. I just want to take a moment to say you're so good. Thank you, Wolf Moon. Thank you. I try my best. And then we have the curve here. That's similar to the spinal curve. Yes, I highly encourage Mythology Girl because this website, like, seriously, I learned so much and it really helped with my anatomy and really helped me with animating faster. Okay, so now we have okay, let me just put that here. So that's the basic the basic shapes that we have. I know that there are also some people who do this when they do anatomy, like they actually start with stick figures. Ball joint, connect, 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 connect. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing this. I used to do this. This little guy in the red. I used to do it like this. And then once I'm done, I add the flesh, right? But as you go further along, it's actually better for you to have these ball joints, but you don't add these bones. You just go directly ball joint to ball joint and add the flesh directly. That way, you'll save more time, and yeah, basically you'll save more time. And I find that the drawings are less stiff compared to starting with the bones. Let me just check the chat. Uh, no problem, Chronicle. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Trickster. Okay, so now I'm gonna check Discord. Let's see if anyone submitted anything. Okay. Gabrielle, thank you for submitting. I'm guessing it's because of the camera angle that we're seeing that the legs are bigger than the top. But okay, glad that you noticed the detail of the punch in the stomach. It's a good detail to notice because this form that we just did is not the typical macho form, so that's good. Shoulder blade, great, great, great that you added the shoulder blade. Good that you're also using the ball joints that I was just talking about. I see here the where the the butt and the the line of the butt and the leg. I like it. I see an attempt at foreshortening. That's a good start. Because yeah, we had a difficult model at 5 minutes. Some of this is understandable, but this is already a really good start. I still see that there's some confusion between where the front and the back legs are, because these two look the same size. Again, remember that when it comes to perspective, the body part closest to the camera has to be bigger than the body part that's further away. So also the same with this one. Okay, this is just basically advice on perspectives, which we will be doing in future sessions for anatomy class. This one, if you start with this one, I would actually recommend you start with the body part that's closest to the camera, and then from there you can gauge. So, example with this one, Gabrielle, you start with this one, the body part again closest to the camera, and once you're done with that, you go next to the same body part, the one that's further from the camera, and make it smaller. Just a bit of a technique that I also use that helps me a lot with perspective. Yeah. Let's go with this one. Rosetta. Yeah, I think the male form is pretty interesting to draw. I along with I think several majority of artists actually started drawing with the female form, not the male form at all. Because I just find the female form so much easier to draw. So, but male form is a challenge on its own, and yeah, pretty interesting challenge to do. Okay, I see the spine. It's good. I see the yes, please always indicate where the line ends for the torso. This is good. There's a line for the torso, and then the line for the back. I like it. Hold on. And I also understand that foreshortening is hard, you guys. It took me years to actually learn it. Hold on. But we do see, I do see in the ones that have been submitted so far, I already see the silhouette, which is one of the most important things to begin with. And as with Gabrielle, I notice here that the hand, they're a similar size, even though this hand is supposed to be closer to the camera. So Yeah, that's something to be mindful of. Again, closest to the camera has to be bigger than the body part further away from the camera. And as much as possible, you start with the bigger body part first. Um, Although you do start with the head, which is technically small compared to the rest of the body. But if you're going to start with this arm, you make sure that this arm is bigger than the arm that's furthest away from the camera. Okay. Let's see, I only drew one square circle form for everyone until I began to look at tutorials. Yeah, tutorials are very helpful. So another thing, these sessions, you guys, in Gwendy's classroom is not meant to really be hardcore lessons. So it's just basic introductory and stuff. So if you want to learn more, you can learn from the University of YouTube. I'm just adding to the knowledge. Also, I'm seeing that there's confusion here as well as to which leg is actually closest to the camera. Because if you notice, they're in the same plane when they're not supposed to be. This leg is supposed to be just a little bit down over here, closer to the camera. If you notice, it's the same way with the one that I drew in blue. So we are going to do perspectives in the next session, you guys. So I can help you out with that one. Okay, thank you so much, Rosetta. Sora, thank you for joining. Okay. Let's see. Spine, that's good. Torso line, good. Butt line, good. I'm seeing a little bit of foreshortening here already. That's good. Also, the foreshortening is very, very obvious in the wand. And I like that. I do have trouble seeing the silhouette in my mind. Also, with the angle, the butt has to be... I'm always going back to the butt. Why am I going to the back to the butt? Um, this one is good. Like if you notice that the leg here, we immediately see that this leg is closer to the camera than this leg. Because this leg covers this other leg, and also it's not in one plane. It's this one is a little further down. Uh, no problem, Rosie. Oh wait, you don't see the classroom? It's in art school, Chad. It should be there. The art school category and then Gwendy's classroom. No problem, Wolf Moon. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you. Okay. Now, when it comes to this one, I do see like one look at this one. I see that you did not do basic shapes. Like I feel like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was drawn immediately. There were no basic shapes to start, but I completely understand because I only gave you guys 5 minutes. So I completely understand. Yeah, I think you need to select art student. Let me see if I can actually put an invite out. Hold on. Let me see. Permissions are not synced. Invites. There should be an invite here. Create one. Okay, I'm not sure if this will work, okay? Can you try this one? I don't know if that will lead directly to the classroom. I'm not sure. Okay. So, again, Sora, if you're in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like this was drawn without the basic shapes as guides. So if this was drawn immediately from based on the reference photo that we had, reference model that we have, if you're just starting out, I would not recommend it. I know that we were pressed for time, but I would still recommend that you try to use the basic shapes as your guide because that will give you a better silhouette at the end of the session. Okay. Storm, this is actually pretty good. This is good. This is actually pretty good. Okay, let me explain why. Not only am I seeing the silhouette immediately, I see that you added the spine here and also the lines that I always mention. And I see you went ahead and added the line. This is good. You took the initiative of adding the line that separates the upper leg from the lower leg, meaning the back of the knees. So I immediately see the silhouette. That's good. That's good. I also see it here. And also another thing I see is that I also see that this leg is definitely closer to the camera. That's good. Um, the angle of the head, you added the hair here. This is the correct angle from the model that we did. So this is a very, very good start, very strong start. Um, what I would do to improve it is the spine itself. It's a little too curved towards the inside. Uh, it's actually supposed to go like right now. It's like it's a C curve, right? It's supposed to go to like a little tiny bit of S, just like if you notice with this one. Oh yeah, one of the last things we're gonna talk about is the most important thing in anatomy, in my opinion. The S curve and the C curve. We'll talk about that, but this is a good way to segue into that. The spine should not be like that. Not the C curve. It should be S curve. Yes, just like that. It should be. It's not supposed to be a C curve. It's supposed to be an S curve, just to make it more flowy. And also, that's exactly how spines are shaped. S. Like, even with the side view, it's not like this. It's like this. Like that. Let me just go back to Discord. Okay. Um, we're gonna work on perspectives, you guys, and foreshortening. Don't worry. For this one, I see that there's an attempt right over here. Like, if you notice, from the shoulders to the elbow, that's a good start with foreshortening. However, I think it got lost from the elbow to the hand. The foreshortening was got a little bit lost. This part of the arm is supposed to be shorter now, since it's further away from the camera. Also, the size of the hand from here, which is closest to the camera, is not supposed to be the same as the size here. This one is supposed to be smaller because it's further away, whereas this one is supposed to be bigger. Again, when you're drawing perspectives, try to start. Well, always start with the head, in my opinion. Always start with the head, but as you go along, always start with the bigger part of the body. Like if you're not drawing a symmetrical drawing, always look to where exactly is the body part closest to the camera and make it bigger than the counterpart of it that's further away. Okay? Let's see. And that was it. Thank you so much guys for sharing your artwork. That was a good session. Okay. The last thing we are going to do before I discuss the S curve and the C curve is I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute. I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute. If you're still there in the session, just 1 minute. Okay, hold on. I'm not kidding, guys. We are gonna do this in 1 minute. Wait. Okay, there he is. I'm not kidding. Guys, hey. I'm gonna give you a bit of context, okay? Our teacher, for our first session, he gave us like 30 minutes. It's all in one day. Remember this, it's all in one day. First session, 1 hour. Next session, 30 minutes. Next, 15. Next is 10. Next is 5. Next is 3, 2, 1. And then he gave us one time 5 seconds. So I'm not gonna be so evil as to give you just 5 seconds to draw. Because yeah, he was that harsh. Well, no, he was actually he's actually the kindest teacher I've ever had. But he was pretty brutal when it comes to our training. Yes, 5 seconds. Because he wanted to see how fast we could draw. Because when you're doing animation, you have to work fast. So yeah, he gave us only 5 seconds. Hold on. So seriously, we are gonna do 1 minute. I'm not gonna let you do guys 30 seconds, okay? This is the last drawing session for this stream. So let's go ahead and let's just go for it. Where is it? Why can't I draw? Okay, hold on. Figure drawing and only covered models. Okay, don't start yet until I tell you to start, okay? Because I want us to at least have a simple female front-facing model. Because this thing actually just gives us like random, very random poses. Do not start until I tell you to start, okay? So, yeah, prepare yourselves. Okay, and just pausing. Don't start yet. Don't start. I want a more feminine form. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if we can find something that's simpler. That wait. I actually like this. Okay, I actually like this. So start. 1 minute, you guys. 1 minute. Simple shapes. Remember, do simple shapes if you're gonna do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't think too much. Just look at how her body flows. And then just add simple, very simple shapes. Don't make it perfect. That's not what we're here for. Really, what is happening right now is we are training your brain to notice the silhouette. Less than 20 seconds left to go. Again, we are just training your brain and your hands. Doesn't have to be perfect. And the results could actually be very, very fun. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. I'm really curious to see what you guys have. But first things first, let's start with what I have. Let me see if I can go back. Let's see if we can actually go back this time and can we go back? Why can't I go back? Ah, crap. It's too late. I can't go back. Anyway, um, don't worry if there's some missing body parts. Don't worry. Don't worry at all about that. So, you see, that task is a monumental task, and I commend you guys for even attempting it. 1 minute is not enough. I know that. But what we were doing again was just training your brain, training your eyes, training your hands. And the more you do these sessions, the more you will actually slowly integrate it into your system. And you won't even realize it. So if you notice, I was able to, I didn't even, because there's not enough time, I didn't even do the basic shapes, or rather the ball joints that I should have. But let's go ahead and do a breakdown. Don't worry, whatever it is that you finished, please submit it. I really want to see what you have. I really want to see what you have. So again, I started with the head. Always start with the circle. And then I went and because I know some of you are probably looking at your own screen. So after I did the head, I followed it with the spine, which is an S curve. And then from there, I stretched it over to the leg that's closest to the camera. See, even I made a mistake. Look at that. This leg is supposed to be further away from the camera. Why is it bigger? That's because there was no time. But the important thing really is to get the silhouette. So there's even the line for the butt there. I'm actually out of practice when it comes to this. And then I also did the arms. Like that. Okay, hold on. And then another, this is a C curve right here. We're going to discuss the C curve and S curve later. It's okay, Free. It's okay. But this is basically how I did mine. Again, Yes, experience is key. Also, practice is key. I know that's a very tired and very much overused advice, but practice actually does help. So, and again, I didn't get this fast overnight. So please do not be too hard on yourselves, especially if you're just starting out. I'm gonna check the classroom right now and see what's what. Okay, Gabrielle, thank you so much for sharing. Um, okay, when it comes to sessions like that, like very, very quick sessions, you don't need to do the ball joints because that's just added, that's just gonna take away from the time that you have, which you can actually just draw lines and silhouettes. But this is good. I can see that you have the curve here for the spine, and for the hand, okay, you managed to draw at least the where the hand and the arm is supposed to be. Also, you made the same mistake I did, which is that this leg is bigger than the leg that's supposed to be in front. Um, but again, very all of these are very excusable because I only gave you 1 minute. But the thing is, you don't realize it, but your brain was really working fast. You were looking at the shape of the model and figuring out fairly quickly, okay, where is the leg? Where is the arm? Where is the silhouette? Where's the shape? You don't realize it, but it's happening. So all you need to do is just hone that skill, and you will improve. Pose 3 1 minute. This is actually really good. I see that you know this is the silhouette of the woman, and for this one, again, I can definitely excuse this. The leg wasn't straight. It's supposed to be like a little bit curved. Oh yeah, we'll talk about S curve and C curves in just a little bit. I see the S curve here already. Sometimes that will actually appear by instinct and you don't even realize it. So I'm seeing the S curve here. I'm seeing that there's a bit of perspective now. That this arm is definitely bigger than the arm behind the head. That's good. Um, so we can just work now on proportions. Um, yeah, this one is actually good, Gabrielle. The front leg. I'm seeing that, especially with the muscle shape over here. So that's already a really, really good start. Um, so I guess that's so, guys. This is just for fun, okay? No need to worry about not being perfect. But you will definitely see a stark difference between the time that you were given. So we see a lot more detail for people who were able to do it in 15 minutes, a lot more detail, 5 minutes, less detail, very quick strokes, and then 1 minute. I know, right, Storm? That's why I actually really enjoyed the sessions that I did with our animation tutor. It was really, really fun, and also it can get really funny, especially if like because sometimes some of my classmates would actually, oh, there's still 15 minutes. I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna chill here. And then when it's 5 minutes before the time, that's when they start to do it. And our teacher would immediately notice, and then he's like, you drew this in 5 minutes, didn't you? You didn't start immediately. Yeah, it is actually really enjoyable. And you're actually exercising your mind. You're exercising your eyes. You're exercising your hands. Um, there's a lot of stimulation going on with your creativity, with the way you perceive things, and you don't realize it until after several of these sessions. Lecture so fun. This was the first live stream where I stayed on. Thank you, Mythology Girl. Okay, so we are done with class for the day. Well, no, no, not yet. I'm gonna talk about S curve and C curve this time. Which I believe is the most important if you want your drawings to not be stiff. Okay, something my teacher taught me, and I have also mentioned this in previous in the last live stream of Gwendy's classroom. The S shape is of course like this. If we write it down, it's like that, right? Sorry, write it down. It's like that. S, and the C is like this. We actually see those curves in the human body. The longer you look at this model, the more you will notice that there are S curves and C curves everywhere. So we can start. I always go with the S curve first. So blue. Okay, let's see. We start the S curve with the spine right over there. I know it's not like it doesn't really look like an S, but that's considered as an S curve. Because it's not just a regular curve, it's like a wiggly curve. So that's the S curve. Now, we're gonna get all the S curves out of the way first. Another thing is, it's right over here. S curve. And then there's even some over here. Right there. S curve again. And then so there's even a little bit over here, but it's an inverted S over there. And that's what I'm noticing right now. Also, another thing with the muscle, because we started out with a really muscly woman. There's an S curve over there. And then maybe an S curve over here as well. Now, we are going to do next the C curve. It's not very obvious, but it's there. Usually, when you do poses like this, at an angle, at a slight angle, you don't do this. Don't do that. It'll make your pose look stiff. Instead, you apply the C curve and S curve. And usually, the rule of thumb is that the C curve is opposite to the S curve. It's located opposite to the S curve, usually. But this is a rule that you can break, by the way. So if you notice, it's right here. C curve. Over here as well. C curve. Over here again. C curve. In fact, this one, right over here, although I put it as an S curve because her muscle was so defined, you can actually put this as a C curve. And it will still work. This one as well, C curve. Because if we draw right through, this leg right here is actually an S curve, an S right over there. And then let's continue. Let's keep on going. S curve, opposite side, C curve, and then over here again S curve, opposite of it. You can put it as straight, but it doesn't. It looks kind of stiff, so C curve. Even with the spine, the what you call this, the shoulder, that's a C curve right there. And then the shoulder blades, that's technically an S curve. For the hip line, okay, hold on. This is supposed to be blue. This is technically an S curve over here for the shoulder blade. And then for the hip line, hold on, that's technically a C curve. And for the butt line, that's technically an S curve. A lot of S curves where the spine is and the C curves where the legs and the arms are. Yes. See? And just by looking at this, you can actually you can actually see where everything should be. Like again, for example, if this is where your S curve is, the opposite of that should be the C curve. And it will allow for you to have a better silhouette, a better pose, in fact. Because if we're just gonna draw like straight lines, because the body is not straight at all. Let's say we're gonna draw straight lines. Okay, this is pretty much what I did here, right? Straight lines. Very stiff. Pose like that. See? All straight lines. Almost all straight lines anyway. I tried to add the C curve and S curve. Boring. Very stiff. Like a robot. But what if, using this as a guideline, we add the S curve and the C curve. So let's see how we can improve this drawing. Okay, so S curve for the blue and C curve for the red. So let's start with the S curves. S curve over here. Also, just to make it more dynamic, let's put a bit of an angle. This is not a front-facing model, so the C curve is over here. And then her shoulders, let's make it an S curve, like that. And then this part of the arm, let's make it an S curve. This one as well, an S curve. Let's start with the S's. And then this one, let's make it an S curve. This one as well, let's make it an S curve. I don't even know how this is gonna look like afterwards. So now that that's done, basically, let's go with the C curves this time. Again, you can invert the S or the C, okay? It doesn't have to be this. It can be like that or that, as long as it's generally shaped with these letters. So now, again, let's try with the basic rule of having the other curve opposite the other one. So we started an S curve over here. So let's have a C curve for that. C curve over here as well. Opposite this one, let's have a C curve. Or rather, when it comes to legs, it's actually recommended to have both sides as a S curve. Because the legs, it's not like, it's like this, basically. Like a peanut. So it's actually recommended that both sides be S curves, unless there's a certain pose wherein it's gonna be a bit stiff. Okay, and then this one we can try with a C curve. Let's say she has a different pose on, like that. Okay. So after seeing those curves, okay, wait. Let's try with an S curve over here for the spine. And then now let's just add some more details. So many dinosaurs, I know. A brachiosaurus. So that's the chest area. This is the hip area. There's the ball joints over here, over here, over here. And then, so I know that it still looks stiff, but compared to this one, we are already starting to see that this one has more of a dynamic pose compared to this one. Already now it feels like I'm glad. So you can experiment a lot with the S curve and the C curve. I'm gonna do one right now. Okay, this one. I always start with the head. I'm thinking of a pose right now. Okay, okay. Oh, another thing you can do, this aside from the S curve and the C curve, is having opposite slanted lines for your guideline. I actually did a little bit of this, but I didn't touch on it. So example, for this one example, when I did this, the lines are pretty straight, right? So that's all straight. What if you do this? That's gonna make a world of difference. Let me show you. So for this particular drawing, let's try, instead of just straight horizontal lines, let's try with these slanted lines. Again, look at the angle. It's not the same for each and every single one. So it's opposite. So we have this one, and then this one, and then this one. There's a pattern there. Just to make the body more loose rather than stiff. So let's like that, and then like that. and then like that. So when you pose it and you combine it with the S curve and the C curve. See, let's start with the S curve over here, C curve over here, and then another C curve over here, another C curve over here. So already you're seeing a more dynamic shape. And now when we add the details, like if you add details like that, and then you remember the C curve and S curve, doesn't have to be, you don't have to be strict with the rules. Again, rules are made to be broken. Exactly, it looks more dynamic. Let's try with the S curve here, C curve over here, and then okay. You can even like have. Wait a minute. Did my son say he's gonna go? Are you gonna go potty? Go tell daddy. Oh my god. And then like C curve here, draw right through, S curve over here, there. So those two techniques combined, these diagonal lines combined with the S curve and the C curve, those are dynamic duos when it comes to making sure that the shape of your pose is more fluid and not like a robot. So just keep those things in mind, and the longer you do it, the more you can confidently break the rules, and you will be able to hold on. So the more you practice, the more you can actually confidently break the rules. And does it work the same with masculine body types? Let's go ahead and try. With masculine body types, it's a little bit different. The S curve and the C curve is not as pronounced, but they're there. So we're gonna try it with this one. Okay, hold on. So okay, for this one, we can still see it there. Let's try with the S curve. Let's try just a little bit. It's there. Not as pronounced. Also the other side, this is our front facing, okay? So we actually still do see the C curve. I mean the S curve. Same with here, S curve. Same with here, S curve. Not as prominent as that of the female form. And now we are going to try the C curves. Other side. This actually works better with the male form. That this S curve is opposite to the C curve. Because the male form has less curves than the female form. And then we're going to try it with the muscle over here. Oh, wait. The S curve is actually over here. Inside. And then we can start with this one. Right there. C curve. C curve. These are just for guidelines, you guys. So, yeah, there we go. Male form with the S curve and the C curve. Now, we are going to try with, let's see, it's like the diagonal lines are the border stopping point for the S curve and the C curve. Yes, Gabriel, yes, that's a good way to look at it. Also, let's try with the male form having the diagonal lines. It can, okay, with the diagonal lines, if you want, it actually depends on what the personality of your character is. If your character is male presenting but more flamboyant, you can actually go with the female types of the slanting of the body, which is a lot more pronounced, like that. You can even be on the other side depending on which you are gonna be doing. But if you're gonna like give like maybe a very very, very masculine figure, it can still be there. The slanted lines can still be there, but it has to be a lot more subtle. So it's gonna be like this, and just very slightly like this, very slightly like this. So let's see how that looks like with the S curve. All again, S curve and C curve are very are less prominent compared to that of the female form. So S curve over here, and let's see. I'm gonna try the S curve over here as well, and then I'm gonna try the S curve over here. There's a lot of experimentation, actually. Okay, maybe it's over here. Oh wait, that's the C curve. Okay. Let's try with the S curve here as well. We're gonna break a bit of the rules. It still looks masculine in my opinion, because we have like a broad chest over here, but still narrow hips. And then we're gonna try like the S curve over here, S curve over here. And then let's try with the C curves this time. C curve over here. And then another C curve over here. So not necessarily that this is an S curve. It can also be two C curves. Again, break the rules if you need to break the rules. C curve over here. Let's try with an S curve over here. Very slight S curve. C curve over here. C curve over here. And if we add more detail to that, let's see, add detail, and then, by the way, just when it comes to these slanted lines, the spine does not remain stiff. The spine should not be stiff. So it should be actually like this. The spine should actually be like this. It's curved a little. So whatever is the center of your slanted line, you need to connect the dots. And that's where you figure out where the spine is. See, it's not a straight line. It's curved. Because these slanted lines are not straight. Rules are meant to be broken, yes. And then we can add the head over there. So already we're seeing a bit of personality on this drawing compared to what we have with this. So I hope that you learned a lot from that, guys. S curve and C curve. Oh my God, you have no idea how much this saved me when it comes to anatomy. S curve, C curve, and the diagonal lines. It also definitely helped me with dynamic posing. Because it used to be that my drawings were so stiff as well. But in implementing these into my workflow, I definitely improved, and I'm sure you will too. So with that, we actually end our basic human anatomy lessons, and I'd like to thank you guys so much for your attendance, for also interacting, for sharing your output as well. We were able to talk exactly on how to improve. I feel like this was pretty productive. Yeah, it's already over. So again, this live stream will still be live for after this stream. No problem. Thank you as well for attending. I'm really glad that you guys are here. The next session will be a continuation of anatomy, and this time we will go for. I feel like we should go for proportions first. So we'll go for proportions in the next session, and then after that, the week after, we'll go for perspective. So there we're gonna do more advanced stuff with perspectives. And then after that, only after that will we do facial expressions, which is something I'm really looking forward to. Also, for those who are into Epic and the Odyssey spoilers, tomorrow is gonna be Epic Spoiler Talk Fridays, where we are free to talk in the chat and in the live stream every spoiler under the sun. Tomorrow we will be talking and listening to the final saga of Epic the musical, and we will be breaking down each song as we go and watching animatics that have been released based on the snippets that we have. So that's we do relegate at least 1 day a week for spoilers. So I'm really happy that you guys have restrained yourselves from discussing spoilers in the non-spoiler chat. I appreciate that. And I'm sure others who do not want to be spoiled also appreciate your restraint. Tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly what time, but it's gonna be sometime between 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 a.m. Philippine time to 9 a.m. Philippine time, and but that's the start time, okay? Not the whole session. That's the start time. I don't know exactly what time yet, but I will be sure to make announcements. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, NSTD Studios, so you will be kept up to date on the latest when it comes to schedules. And with that, I would like to end this session. Thank you so much for attending Gwendy's Classroom. This has been Gwendy from NSTD Studios, and I will see you in the next session and hopefully tomorrow and the future streams beyond. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.